What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Rome and this is the Fold8 and we're back with another entry into the good lock segment of my videos where we just cover each module that's included. And today we're going to be covering Wonderland right here. This module basically allows you to create a 3D effect wallpaper, and you can even go in here and create your own lock screen always on display right there. So we'll get into all of that, but with all that being said, let's get into it. All right, so as I mentioned, we're covering Wonderland today. So we're going to jump in and we're going to start with create your own moving wallpaper. And for some reason, this app likes to work in this orientation. So that's fine. We can do that. But what I want to show you is some of the pre-work I did. And I can show you what that'll look like in here and while we're doing the pre-work outside of the app. So I have I have the background here. You can see where I moved that and everything else stays stationary. And then I have my foreground here with the characters, and I can move them around and situate them how I want. Like I said, some of the work I did outside of this app. So let's go back. All right, so as I was saying, I did some of the work outside of Good Lock. So I went into the native gallery app. I chose my wallpaper that I downloaded. And what I started doing was I went into edit, icon right there. And then I started highlighting things. So I would just long press on them, each character. So it would erase them. And that's how I did it. You don't have to do it like that. I'm just kind of showing you some of the work I did beforehand. Highlight them and I erased them. And I ended up with this result here. Let's come out of here. And I ended up with the background by itself. And Samsung's Magic Eraser, or whatever they call it, does an incredible job. Incredible job. All right. So also what I did was I pulled the characters out from the wallpaper itself, long pressed on them, and some kind of Samsung magic. It just grabbed all of the characters, which is exactly what I wanted, and I saved those as an image, not a sticker, just so I could have them completely separate, and then I have something to work with once I'm in Wonderland. Okay. All right. So with all of the pre-work out of the way that we just did, we're going to go back in and we're going to do new, because I just want to show you how it looks from the beginning. Okay, so you have to choose your background first. So I'm going to go into the gallery and then I'm going to choose my background. And you see right there, it gives you your background and you have that as a separate piece. Okay, so now you want to go back into gallery or into your image. You're going to choose gallery right there. And you're going to go back in and you're going to grab your character. And you can kind of situate them how you see fit into the foreground. But now after you've grabbed your characters, you want to go back to the background because that's what you want to move. Or if you want your characters to move, you can apply these same settings. But for now, I just want my background to move. So you're going to go into here and then you're going to enable motion effect. And then I kind of crank it down to around 30-ish, just so it's not moving ridiculously. But you can you can play with those numbers and see how they feel to you. And I'll probably do this one around 30. That feels good. So we're going to do preview and let's do tilt and see how much it moves. I like that. That's fine. And you see the characters stay stationary. Now, if you also want the characters to move, like I said, you can go in and you can apply like your individual motion settings and things like that. And you can make them move as well. Preview. Not everything moves. The characters move as well. Completely up to you. And you can kind of click save on that. I won't save it since I already have an existing one. I just want to show you how that looks from the beginning. I'm going to apply it because there's also something else I want to show you guys. Okay, so let's do lock screen, home screen. And you see that fits to what you were working on inside of Wonderland. But you have to kind of imagine how the characters are going to fit onto the screen and kind of adjust things as needed, because it pulls everything. The orientation does affect how things look. Okay, but you can see, look at that. Everything still looks good. So I kind of got lucky that time to where all four characters fit on the screen. I didn't zoom in too much or out too much to where they don't look right. So that worked out just fine. And all right, and keep in mind that when you close your device, you will have to go in and apply those separately. So you can just go back into the Good Lock app and grab that one. And you can set it as your wallpaper, lock in home screen, and come back out and it's set. Okay, there's your lock screen as well. Okay, so just keep that in mind. You do have to apply them separately. So you have to apply it twice. All right, so moving on to create a different lock screen effect. Once you click in, you can see that you do have a few default options here, and you click on those. Okay, but we're here. So here's a couple of those. Let's look at the dog. That you do have your different effect here from your lock screen, always on display, and when you bring it out of that into your lock screen, perfectly fine. I created one here, and it's just nice and simple. When you go from your always on display into your lock screen, it just has like different effects there. So I kept it simple there. My imagination is very limited, but I know you guys can get in here and kind of do your own thing. So first things first, you're going to choose your image. You're going to choose your lock screen here, so we can do gallery. And then I'm going to navigate in here and just grab my wallpaper. I downloaded a bunch of Dragon Ball wallpapers from threads that someone had made. So just go in there and choose that, close. You can kind of situate it how you want. All right, and you could choose your effect type, and I'll choose something different just for the sake of the video. So let's do slice. Yeah, that's fine. I like that. Effect settings, you can choose how fast or slow things go. You could choose how big or small the tile size is. You could choose the degrees, the direction, and you can choose masking on and off. And let's see if it'll show us how that looks. So let's come on. Yeah, you see that? All right. So good stuff there. All right. So if you want a separate always on display here, I'm going to go back in and just show you how I did that. I'm going to go back into image settings, and you're going to go over to your always on display window right here, and you're going to choose gallery, and we're going to do the same thing. Just for me, I just want to choose a different character to make it sliced in two. So here we go. So screen off right now, that's Vegeta. Screen on, it becomes Beerus. Pretty cool. I'm going to save that, overwrite, so I can keep both of those. All right, so please don't forget to set it as your wallpaper and choose lock screen and home screens, or you can just choose lock screen. I think that would apply the always on display effect as well. Let's see. Let's do it live. So it's Vegeta, and then when we go to the lock screen, it switches over to Beerus. All right, and you can get in there and play around and do different things and see how to make it unique to you. All right, and one more time with the horizontal layout. Tap, always on display, Vegeta, power on, lock screen, Beerus. We're okay, so good stuff. So of course you can choose your different wallpapers and things like that. All right, so that is Wonderland in a nutshell. So we have our always on display that we had, lock screen, turns to Beerus, and then when we completely unlock it, you have your motion wallpaper that we created. So with the 3D effect. So that is Wonderland in a nutshell. If you have any questions, drop some comment down below or anything like that. But feel free to get in there and tinker. I just want to give an overview of how everything works inside of there, and I hope this helped. Okay, so feel free to like and subscribe. It goes a long way to help the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one. All right, later.